Hello and welcome to this week's video training. As always, I am so excited to be here with you, and I really want to invite you to receive this training as if we were sitting person to person in a room and I was coaching you specifically one-on-one. We're going to talk about you getting into reality with your money. This is your reality check for your money. The most sobering question that you can ask in this area is, where are you today with your money? Where are you in regards to your relationship with money? Where are you in regards to how much you pay attention to your money? Where are you in regards to being on track for financial goals and being on the path to financial empowerment and financial success? So we're really going to get honest, and we're going to take down all of the pieces to the most foundational levels so that you know exactly where you are. You probably know more about where you want to go when it comes to money. That's the easy part, right? Everyone wants to have more money. They want to have more money like yesterday, and yet they don't even know where they are. And you can't get to where you're going unless you know where you are today. So today is your opportunity to take a look at where exactly you are when it comes to your money. How much money do you have? If you have debt, how much debt do you have? And then linking it to where you want to go so that you can begin to forge a path from where you are to where you want to go. Since you haven't probably been taught about how to handle your money and really actually to take a reality check with your money and be as honest as you can possibly be. Most people are constantly wanting to create smoke and mirrors with their money, or they create money drama, and it stems because they grew up in a place of survival. Most people grew up where there was money drama, or there wasn't enough money, or they were told that money doesn't grow on trees, and et cetera, et cetera. And the truth of the matter is that that is all a belief structure that leads to the reality and manifestation of that. So where you are today is a conglomeration of the thoughts that you have been thinking, the beliefs that you have held, and the money rules that you were told growing up to create the current circumstance that you are in with your money. And the beauty in that is that there is power for you to be able to change that. You get to examine specifically what money beliefs don't belong to me. What money rules aren't even mine, and you've simply adopted someone else's idea about money. This is your chance to identify your money leaks and be in complete and total authenticity with yourself and in integrity with yourself so that you can identify, where am I having money drain out of my life, and where can I be in a higher level of integrity with the money that I do create and be able to keep more of it. When you don't even know what money is coming in and what money is going out, then it's more than likely that you have money leaks. You could have memberships to certain things that you no longer even use. You also need to look at, what are you paying for that's not really being of service to you? What is it in your life, and really making conscious choices about every investment that you make. Being a business owner and being financially responsible for not just the money that comes in. You aren't to just look at your bank balance and your bottom line and say, oh great, I have $6,000 to spend. You need to know what your expenses are and your operating costs in your business so that you can be a financially responsible business owner that really makes a difference in the world, that really sets the model for what it looks like to be a professional business owner who isn't being irresponsible with her money. And the way that you do that is that you need to know, what are your monthly business expenses? So you'll be looking at this column and you'll be filling it in, the 5 different columns, where you'll look at, what are your monthly business expenses? What are your personal expenses? What are your one-time annual expenses, both for yourself professionally and personally? And then if you have a project that you're working on, or if you have something that you're launching, that you know specifically what are the costs that are in relation to that project, so that you can begin to map out something that helps you to see whether the thing that you're launching has the ability to have a return on investment. There's really nothing worse as an entrepreneur than putting money out and not really being honest about, is this a viable idea, or is this a viable product, or is this a viable service? And knowing that there's a reality of you being able to bring money back in at some point that would cover your expenses, and that you begin to build a reserve. As entrepreneurs, we don't really have the resources available to us to invest in our businesses. Unlike a brick and mortar, we can't really walk into a bank and get a loan. And so being virtual entrepreneurs or being in-person entrepreneurs, you have to get creative with your money, and you have to look at ways that you can build up your revenue and take your business to the next level. And the only way to do that is to know exactly where you are in this moment. So this is your invitation and your opportunity, again, to be honest with yourself and to really dive in deep here and know the specific areas. Don't make yourself wrong. That's not what this is about. Only shaming and judging yourself will only keep you stuck in the situation longer. And if you're not in a situation where there are financial challenges, then go celebrate that. That's fantastic. But you still need to have tabs on where your money is, where it's coming from, how much of it is coming in, and then what expenses you have going out and what structures you need to get put in place. Don't go jumping the gun and start hiring team members or investing in certain things that aren't going to move your business ahead. They're actually going to slow down your growth. So knowing exactly what to do with your money and when to do it and what to invest it in your life and in your business is going to have you operating as a smart woman entrepreneur, and that will absolutely have you on your path to being a woman who has her own feminine fortune. Most people spend their entire lives thinking about having more or making more or being more or even giving more. And the problem with that is that that's exactly all they ever do, is they think about it. The reason why you're taking this course is because you're not the woman who's going to just think about it for your entire life. You're the woman who's going to take action and actually do something about it. This is your opportunity to get so in touch with what your current money situation is so that you can take the action steps to get to the next level. The next step for you here is for you to think bigger. Far too often, women think too small, or they can't see the way, or they don't know how it's going to happen, and they end up creating a situation where they're not really expanding and up-leveling to the degree in which they could. Or at the other opposite end of the spectrum, they're up in their heads and they're thinking in airy fairyland, and they aren't being in reality with things, and they're like, I'm gonna go make $100 million. And they have no plan to get there, and they just basically spend the rest of their lives talking about it. So there's the woman who thinks about it and doesn't take action, and then there's the woman who talks about it and doesn't take action. Your next action step is to identify what is your 90-day bold money goal and your 90-day bold money savings goal. Because this is not just about making more money, it's about empowering yourself financially so that when you want to invest in your business, you have the reserves to be able to do that. An action step that you can take right away that will have you feeling so empowered is to begin paying yourself if you haven't already. And if you have already begun paying yourself on a regular basis, this is your wake-up call to increase that amount. In the beginning, it is not about the amount that matters, it's about the action step. Just taking the action to begin paying yourself on a regular basis is going to have the biggest impact for you. And I'll tell you a funny story. When I first started coaching and beginning to pay myself, I went into the bank online to set up a transfer, and I was going to pay myself $20 a week. And I got an error message once I started to set this automatic transfer up for every week. And I was all proud and I was so excited. And I'm like, I'm going to begin paying myself. And I go in, and like I said, I get this error message. And it was hilarious because I'm like, gosh, even the bank thinks that I should be paying myself more. And I upped it to $30 every other week. And every year I have increased that amount dramatically, and it has lent itself to my own financial empowerment. There's nothing more powerful that you can do to treat your business like a business and have your business paying you just as though you were working for someone else. So I encourage you to take action on all of these exercises and steps that will literally have you getting into more financial empowerment and feeling more confident and feeling more excited about your relationship with money in the fastest amount of time.